What's up, AfterBuzzers? This is the after show for WWE Monday Night Raw. Tonight, we will be covering episode 1194 of Monday Night Raw, so stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Finally happened, guys. The Bullet Club is here. Sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode, go back and watch it. We'll be right here waiting for you. But this is the WWE Monday Night Raw after show right here on AfterBuzz TV. My name is Ty Matthews. I'm filling in for Johnny LaQuasto, who is live on location in the field at Monday Night Raw. He will be back next week. But for now, you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA. I'm joined by some lovely and talented co-hosts. Guys, who are you and where can they find you?
Hey, I'm Markeia McCarty. You can find me here every Monday. Also, Sailor Moon Crystal. I do that after this. So it's a very nice long Monday. And and if you love comedy and improv in general, you can see me at iOS, at Pack Theater, and at Impro Studio.
Hey guys, I'm Eddie Furth. Follow me on Twitter at Eddie Furth. Check me out at the Nerdist Theater, co-hosting with my buddy Ryan Pig, historical roast. And with this fine gentleman, every weekend on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, I try to keep the law and order in the ring.
There you go. We had a very, very big event yesterday, Coastline Clash. If you missed it, you missed some big stuff. So keep your eye on KDOC locally and YouTube American nationally for Coastline Clash. But we don't have too much time, so let's get into some 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. We're starting with Shane O'Mac. Vince McMahon, last week he said that Shane could run for a week just for his own amusement, just because he wanted to see the train wreck that it became. Well, it ended up being kind of cool. Had a main event that was super dope. So we got round 2 of Shane O'Mac running the show. He's right out here. He's mixing things up. He's throwing in some new talent, making some fresh matches. First, he announces Charlotte defending the WWE Women's title against Natalya. Not only that, he doesn't stop there. We've got a tag tournament, a tag team tournament.
Wait, what we've got? What do we have?
Oh, wait,
what do we
hang on. We got to do this proper. See, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, so we've got a tournament for tag team matches. Man, I was gonna wait because there's a perfect opportunity later on for some Teddy Long, which we'll get to.
We can do it again.
But
no problem.
For now, we've got a tournament to determine the #1 contenders to the New Day's tag team titles. Not only that, there's more. There's even more. We've got AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn one-on-one because Kevin Owens put Sami Zayn through a table last week, took him out of that main event. So we've got AJ versus Sami Zayn. If Sami Zayn wins, he gets added to the main event at Payback, making the world title match a triple threat match.
Hey, what's fair is fair.
I mean, what do we think of the way Shane's running the show so far?
I think he's running it like a fan would.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I want. So it's like, hey, yeah, you go over here and we're just going to mix this up. And guess what, Charlotte? 8 days since you've had that title, defend it.
Right, exactly.
Like, yes. Nobody gets comfortable.
Now, how long do you think this is going to last, Markeia, with Shane running the show?
Oh, well, I think because of the overwhelming social media response angle, I think they can keep this rolling at least until Payback.
Right.
At least.
Very good. Eddie, what do you think?
I honestly, I think through SummerSlam.
Interesting, okay.
I think you're going to see this through the
Longevity.
summer because it provides that, right, he brings a passion to it. He seems like he wants to, like you said, run it like a fan. So you're getting great matches. It gives them the opportunity to bring new guys in and really shake things up. I'm going to put it out there. SummerSlam, Shane versus Triple H.
Interesting, okay. I like it. See, I like
Give it some time, let it breathe, and then bring
Yeah.
him back. Because that's usually that's Triple H wrestles twice a year now. So
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That would actually be pretty fun because it's like the Authority wants their authority back. And then,
Right.
you have that at SummerSlam.
Well,
That
and
could work.
see, now, what do you guys think about this? A lot of people on social media are kind of buzzing about how this sort of undoes the stipulation from WrestleMania. The fact that it was Shane versus Undertaker with control of Raw hanging in the balance. Shane loses, he still gets control of Raw, albeit temporarily. What do you
And
think
with
of that?
Taker getting off of the European tour, it's like he's retired.
He might as well be retired, exactly. What do y'all think of that?
Of course it is. Of course it is. And I love it.
It's
I love
okay.
It. Yeah, I'm
You know,
fine with it.
We can retcon stuff sometimes. It's fine.
We got the match we wanted. We got Shane jumping off the cage, which is what everybody wanted. And oh my on. That man is crazy. And then we also have him running WWE Raw. I mean, we all win. I'm happy. I'm happy with it.
That's
no problem
fair.
here.
That's fair. Eddie?
I didn't see the problem in it. I get that idea that it kind of undoes the stipulation, but if you look at it in the progressive sense, Vince is rewarding him for hard work and his effort.
Sure.
Right? He said, you tried hard, you fought valiantly, you took the big fall off the top, you did everything you could. I can understand the story being that he still got a chance anyway.
Sure.
You know, it wasn't as upset about that, although I get it that it kind of deflates the stakes slightly, but it's wrestling.
Exactly. Yeah. We got the jump off the top of the cage. That's what everyone's gonna remember. So all of this hullabaloo with Shane McMahon making matches and doing what he does brings out Kevin Owens. There we go.
Yeah.
Man, Mark is just the best.
Yeah, Mark's on it tonight.
And Kevin Owens is not happy, as is per usual. He talks about how he's gotten screwed here, he's gotten screwed there. He wasn't beaten at KO Mania. He wasn't beaten in the Fatal 4-Way in last week's main event. And he is demanding a rematch for his Intercontinental title. And see, Shane McMahon, he says, you know what? That's not how things work around here. You can't just come out here and demand matches, even though that's kind of what happens literally every week. So you may get a shot at your Intercontinental title, but you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn it, and you're going to have to earn it right now against the Swiss Superman, Cesaro. And that's... See, I forget that Kevin Owens and Cesaro have wrestled multiple times since they've been in WWE, but each time I get just as excited like it's the first time. And this match absolutely delivered on all sorts of levels. What did you guys think of this match?
Oh my God, there was so much awesome in this match. It's just like Cesaro flinging his body around with, in particular, where he did that, got the crossface in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And then, he did that springboard spinning uppercut.
The twisting
It's
uppercut,
like,
absolutely.
Why are you a video game character right now?
Exactly.
It's like I'm already a Cesaro fan because he's fun on the mic. He's so arrogant. It's fun.
And he's
then-
got tearaway suits now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all he needed.
Yeah, sunglasses for days.
I want a tearaway suit. I didn't know I
Who
needed a
doesn't?
breakaway, but
Right? And
Yeah.
he's got the little James Bond scope behind him and everything.
Right.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
mean
dope.
it's a nice package, and then like him and KO, that was so well done.
Right.
It was like this is what we get up. This is what we watch this for. So I was 100% in. This is awesome.
Absolutely, Eddie. What do you think?
interesting. I'm gonna give you like a callback. This is the second time they've wrestled in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was at Hell in a Cell, and they were the buffer match. They
There we
went
go.
on with no setup whatsoever right before Taker and Brock. And right, look, if you like pro wrestling at all, like these are the guys. Like this is everything that's good and right about pro wrestling.
Exactly.
Owens plays a perfect heel. Cesaro is a great face right now for all the right reasons in both directions. You put those two in the ring, you're gonna get a great effort in a super match, and that's what you got.
Absolutely. And I feel like guys like Cesaro and guys like Kevin Owens really typify this generation of superstars that WWE is bringing in the fact that they're so well-rounded. They can brawl, they can fly, they can go hold to hold, they can talk, they can do absolutely anything. And I think that, WWE is finally coming around to bringing more of those guys in. It's not that these are all indie darlings. They're indie darlings because they can do goddamn everything.
Where
It's good.
I think they
They're bringing
really stand out, where I think they really stand out too is that idea that not only are they athletic and they're good in the ring, but they know how to tell the story in the ring.
Right.
They're both committed to their character, they're great on the mic, but in the ring, they don't just do a move to do a move. They build to the big forearm. They build to the big top rope move. And that's something that is so valuable that not everyone catches on to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I like that we see little bits of history in there, like when Cesaro did the sharpshooter, and then like the commentator said, "Oh yeah, Tyson Kidd." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's
Right.
right."
Shout out to
he
Tyson
was
Kidd.
a partner with Tyson Kidd, who's married to Natalya and who borrowed that from her. And I'm like, "Yeah, so of course he'd know how to do the sharpshooter."
Sure.
So it's like, yes, I love that. Just keep on peeling that
It
onion.
all comes full circle. Cesaro's got that KT tape on, so of course Kevin Owens goes right for that shoulder, which of course affects Cesaro's ability to go for that Cesaro swing. Eventually, we get to the point where Kevin Owens goes for that pop-up powerbomb. Cesaro rolls all the way through beautifully right into the neutralizer to win and become the *1 contender to The Miz's Intercontinental title. So that's something that we can look forward to at Payback. I'm excited.
Look, Cesaro's got to win it. at Payback, right? That's what they're building to.
You know,
that's...
you mentioned that off the air, and I think you made a good point because it's, you know, we got Zack Ryder's Mania moment, and I think that he will come back into the spotlight. You know, at least I hope so. But you know, it's for Cesaro, it seems like he needs the IC title more than anyone else right now, and it makes more sense for him to take it off of someone as universally hated as The Miz, as opposed to another, you know, internet darling babyface like Zack Ryder.
I think Cesaro could definitely have a run with that belt, similar to Cena's run with the U.S. title, where again, and my God, as fans, what do we beg for? We beg for the Intercontinental title to mean what it meant a few years back when it was the belt to have, when it was second to the world title.
Exactly.
You were the first contender or second contender if you held that belt, and he could be that guy we would all get behind and add credibility back to that title.
Sure. We've got a pair of backstage segments. We see Dr. Phil, this week's special guest. He's backstage with Charlotte. He's telling her, you know, you don't need him. That's my Dr. Phil. You don't need your dad.
Uh-oh, Dr. Phil walked in here.
You know, he's telling her that she needs to stand on her own 2 feet, that she needs to just walk away. It's, you know, we've got Dr. Phil. That's what you use Dr. Phil for, is to empower people. Not only that, but we've got Kevin Owens backstage, and he is livid. If he was mad before, he's even more mad now that he just lost the #1 contender spot to his former IC title. So he's in Shane's face, says he's got screwed, and says, you know what? Later on, whatever happens to Sami Zayn is on your head. And Shane might as well have said, why did you tell me that? How about you just get out of here then? And he kicks him out of the building.
It's like he has, you know, supervillain disease, where it's like, here's my plan, and I will tell you everything.
He monologues. He never monologues.
And I'm going to insult you while I tell it. It's like, what? Of course he got escorted out of the building.
Right.
No one's going to stand for that, especially not with Shane having to show his power while he, you know, he's got these 2 nights or these 2 months or whatnot. So, yeah, he's not going to put up with that. My mom wouldn't put up with that. What are you
Right,
talking about?
exactly. Just gonna threaten me? Just get out of here, man.
And yet, for me, it worked perfectly. Like, even now, you break it down that's what they were doing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that is, he did lay out his plan, but I was in it. I was like, perfect. Yeah, he would say that to Shane, and Shane would just kick him out. That was brilliant. I loved it. I bought the whole thing.
Exactly. Everyone wants Shane in this power figure, but you know what else everyone wants? Everyone wants DraftKings. So let's talk about some DraftKings, y'all.
That's right.
Let's talk about DraftKings, because the first golf major of the year starts this week, and you can play 1 week fantasy golf for free at DraftKings.com. All you need to do is pick 6 golfers before tee-off on Thursday morning. You stay under the salary cap, you rack up points for streaks, per hole performance, tournament finishes, and more. Outscore the competition, and you could win. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants that big W. Whether you're a master of golf or you're just ready to try a new fantasy sport, DraftKings brings the excitement of the game to a whole new level, with every monster drive and every made putt bringing you closer to victory. And DraftKings, the best part is DraftKings has more than fantasy golf. You can choose from a variety of sports to showcase your winning skills. Millions of sports fans just like you have already discovered DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn, even. So, you know, fantasy golf contests begin when tournaments tee off, and the next one starts Thursday morning. So hurry over to DraftKings.com right now to choose your golfers and play for free with the promo code BUZZ. That's BUZZ, and you can play for free. So go over to DraftKings.com. This isn't fantasy as usual, y'all. This is DraftKings.
Also, the chat reel is loving your laugh, Eddie.
Oh, man.
They're like,
the
just
best.
keep on cracking
That
up.
is laughs the best.
Did I giggle? Is that
Yeah.
what it
Of
was?
they're
course,
loving
you
the-
know you
they're
did.
loving the
You know you
giggling.
did. So
Yeah.
now it's time for the new day.
Yeah.
Get it? I knew Mark would be right on point with it. You know, they're out to say that the tag division is like NBA Jam because it is on fire. There's not enough NBA Jam Dick Vitale references in wrestling today. You know, Biggie says you can go ahead and say goodbye to March Sadness and all your busted brackets and say hello to this brand new tag tournament sponsored by Bootios.
Booty-o.
They make sure you ain't booty. And that leads us right into our very first tag team tournament match. The Lucha Dragons taking on the Dudley Boys. It seems like Kalisto gets taken out of action damn near immediately.
In the
Yeah.
break, right?
Which, I mean, like, give it... Yeah,
Like-
exactly, the break.
Off screen.
The match didn't get an official start.
Oh, see, there it is. There it
Yeah.
is. And see, you know, given history, you would think that would be Sin Cara.
Yes, I think it actually confused the commentators too, because they were
hang on.
expecting it to be Sin Cara.
Callisto's figure's not the one that comes with a sling.
And then keeping in mind, Sin Cara without face.
Mm-hmm.
It's the full face.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Kalisto has a ponytail.
He does.
That's all you got. He's the pony. He's got a ponytail.
Exactly. So this effectively turns into a 2-on-1 match. It ends with a relatively awkward 3D, and we get the Dudleys advancing in the tag team tournament.
Have the Dudleys hit a 3D that isn't awkward since they've been back?
Well, it was the setup. It was the setup to this. It was like, okay, you're coming off this. No, wait, no, you're coming off these ropes. Now we're gonna hit the 3D.
Those damn Dudleys.
Those damn Dudleys.
It's like, now we landed. Now it's landed. Viva Mexico. I remember him doing
we've
that.
got,
I was like,
exactly.
oh.
But I'm excited for this tournament. We've got a lot of very, very exciting teams in this tournament. What do y'all think of this tag team renaissance?
I love that they're doing this. I mean, this is something like bringing it back for me, actually, where it's just like out of the blue. Hey, guess what? Instead of just having these sporadic tag teams, such and such, you never know who's going to come out. We're setting up this entire tournament for you. Prepare for your month of April to be about this.
Right.
And it's like, and here's everybody, and let's just do 2 of those tonight.
Exactly.
So I thought that was a really nice layout.
I just pulled up the brackets right now. Obviously, this was Dudley Boys advancing over Lucha Dragons. Later on tonight, we'll see the Usos take on Heath Slater and Curtis Axel of the Social Outcasts. This Thursday on SmackDown, we will see Enzo and Big Cass taking on the Ascension, and then there's the Golden Truth taking on the Vaudevillains. So we've got a lot of not only teams, but brand new teams in the mix.
Nice.
So however this ends, I'm excited to see it. Speaking of the realest G's in the room, we got there you go.
Oh.
We got Enzo and Cass coming out here. Enzo goes through his whole spiel. Everybody loves it. Everyone knows it word for word.
How you do?
He says, "How you doing?" Bubba says, "Hey, we're fine. Thanks for asking." You know, he breaks it down for him. Says, "We paved the way for you. You wouldn't even be a team if it wasn't for the Dudley Boys." Diavon says, "You exist because of us." And of course, Enzo being Enzo, he responds, "No, I exist because my mom and dad got it on. How you doing?"
How you doing?
Oh.
How you doing?
I know.
But, you know, Cass takes over. And I love this about Enzo and Cass is that they can both talk. You know, Cass is 7 foot tall, but he can hold his own on the mic. He says, you know, you might have paved the road, but we're coming through like jackhammers, putting holes in the ground. There's only one word to describe you.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I do.
What did anybody notice Enzo's jacket?
No,
No,
I
what was
didn't.
it? What was
Did
it
it say
about the
jargon
jacket?
again?
Oh no, well no, on the
I
on the
noticed his
top
belt.
it said Straight Talker Skywalker.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And then it had a lightsaber with a microphone as the handle.
I love
It's
it.
just perfect. I love it.
Lightsaber
Nice
for a
gear.
hater.
Do you think they're
Nice
going to be
gear.
able to work it out with Disney so they can sell lightsabers with a mic at the end as the Skywalker?
They'll call them plasma swords.
There you
Nailed
go.
it.
Plasma
There we go.
swords.
Call
I
Vince.
like that.
Call Vince.
So what do you guys think
Done
of
deal.
Enzo and Cass coming up to the main roster?
How can you not love them?
Right?
How can you not love this jive talking little guy and this huge guy and that jackhammer metaphor? I was like, all right, buddy, I'm still on board though, because you're 7 feet
Well,
and
he-
you can't learn. You can't teach that.
There you go. He was
So-
going along with it. He was going along with the whole paved road metaphor. I picked up what he was clucking.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna destroy what you laid down. I guess that's the
Yeah.
closest I can come to.
You know, that's
Destroy
fair.
it.
Eddie, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God, Cass and Enzo are amazing. They're classic tag team, right? Big guy, little guy too. Little guy gets beat to shreds at all times, and the big guy comes in for the save. They talk, they work well. I heard him on an interview recently, and they talked specifically with Stone Cold about how they focus on being a tag team, that they take that and elevate it, and they found a completely new level. It works today. It would have worked yesterday. It'll work tomorrow. I'm excited to see what they do with the Dudleys, and I think probably towards SummerSlam again. I'd love them to get the titles around SummerSlam, build it.
Ooh, I don't know if I want a New Day to lose the
I
titles.
know,
If
right?
they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it in New York.
Yeah.
That's true.
you
That's a
doing?
good point. That's
It's
a good
been
call.
200 plus
Do it in New
days.
York, how you
so
doing?
by then.
Do we think the Dudleys are going to cost Enzo and Cass their tag tournament match on SmackDown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If not, they're going to go to the next round, and the two of them are going to fight to a no contest, a DQ, double count out. Then they go to Payback. That's what it should. Like, they go to Payback, Dudley's, Enzo and Cass, how you doing?
Yeah,
There you go.
it would be that way if a fan was running it. Oh, a fan is
A fan
running
is
it.
running it.
Oh,
An old, gray-haired, very crazy fan. But this, this next segment brings out the big dog, y'all. Roman Reigns himself, who just seems like he's getting less and less popular with every week.
what? Stop.
It's not even the night after WrestleMania anymore, and this crowd's still hating him.
Oh no,
But
he's getting response.
But he's really driving home that new line, which is, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy.
The guy.
And that just seems to rub people even more the wrong way. He runs down the rules of Styles versus Zayn tonight, where if Sami Zayn wins, he gets added to the Payback main event, making the world title match a triple threat match. Man, what else do we got? He runs down AJ Styles and Sami Zayn. He says, you guys have won a lot of championships, but you haven't won the championship, which is like, I feel like this kind of smarmy Roman Reigns is what he needs to be right now. Like, as much of kind of a really shoved in line as it is, like, it's right. He's not a good guy and he's not a bad guy. He's just the champion right now. And if you like him, cool. And if not, he's just gonna, glare at you some more.
Yeah, I think he's is not that indifferent though. It's like people have a response to him, and that's the important thing. And I think he picked the right through line to go with what you just said, where he's the guy. I think that they can build this Roman Empire thing. I think they've got a good start with it, and we've got some time to see where it can go.
Sure. So this brings out the League of Nations, and they say, you're confident, but how confident would you be against one of us? Which is kind of hilarious. It's like, it's adorable that
because we're the issue.
Exactly.
We are. We got new shirts.
They got rid of their dead weight. They're ready to take on the world champion.
And hasn't he beaten all three of them anyway? Right? He beat Sheamus for the title.
Oh, sure.
I don't think he's fought Rusev, but I'm sure didn't he spear Del Rio at some point?
I'm sure he's beaten the three of them in some way at some point. Rusev,
Del Rio was not interested in the match he was in, by the way. No, he couldn't care less if he was in it.
But Rusev showing a little bit of charisma, says he's better looking than Roman Reigns.
He's incredible.
I really he's just showing more and more personality. If there's anything to be taken from this whole League of Nations thing, it's that Rusev has a personality.
Yeah, they're definitely bolstering each other up, and it makes them even more interesting, even more of a force to be reckoned with. So it's like, it's fun to watch them then.
Absolutely. Yeah. He was the one that got on board with the wave and made that their thing. He says that he should be the face of the WWE, and Roman Reigns, in his best impression of The Rock, says, "Oh, from here it looks more like you're the ass of the WWE." And Rusev will not stand for that. He wants them all. Roman wants them all. The League of Nations comes down. They attack Roman, but of course...
Ooh. Bloop.
Yep. That's my favorite. It's like the Cartman falling off the roof noise. Oh. That's what it is, really. We've got the Wyatts coming out to clear house and inadvertently save Roman. It wasn't that long ago that Bray Wyatt was saying, "Anyone but you, Roman." I can't do the Johnny LaQuasto Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry.
I can do Quasto as Bray Wyatt. I can't do Bray Wyatt. I can do Quasto.
It's an impression of an impression.
Yeah.
Isn't that all impressions once it really comes down to it?
It's true.
Roman. Anyone but you, Roman.
I like it.
I'm the eater of worlds. I'm going to eat yours.
I like it. But see, here's the moment that I was really getting excited for. With the Wyatts out, with Roman Reigns out, Shane McMahon comes out, and he might as well say, "Hold on a minute, playa," because he wants to see a tag team match.
You know it's the Mac Militant. Coming to get it on.
Oh, incredible. In just the purest Teddy Long moment we've seen in months, possibly years, he makes a tag team match for any two members of the League of Nations to take on the team of Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns.
I like it. It's like someone was playing with their action figures.
That's exactly
it's like,
right.
Hey, no, you're gonna play here.
That's how Teddy did it. That's how Teddy did it, and Shane's just keeping up the tradition. He really is the biggest fan.
He could have made it a 6-man though. And then it would have been pure Teddy Long.
That's true.
There's still time.
Well, no, he's making League of Nations regret getting rid of Wade Barrett.
There you go.
Is League of Nations not a role-playing game, right? Does it not involve dice and cards or something? Like it feels like
it might be like Age of Empires or something.
It feels like
but
it should be.
It sounds exactly right.
Halfway between World of Warcraft and Dungeons and Dragons
You can
is
get
League of Nations.
You can get League of Nations for
Legends.
$2 on Steam.
I like
Nice.
it. So yeah, what do you guys think of Shane O'Mac making this tag match and the unlikely duo of Bray Wyatt and the Big Dog?
I enjoyed seeing Reigns with Bray, just for the, and we'll talk about it later.
Sure.
But just for the simple fact where it's like, yeah, Bray's a total heel. Reigns they're trying to have him straddle that fence type of thing. So it's like pairing him up with Bray, yeah, that tips him a little bit more over into the dark side in my eye. And I like that because I want a heel Reigns. But then that's me. I want to heel Reigns, and I want him to do something to his face.
Absolutely.
And I've said that
Oh yeah, you've
so
said
many
that.
times.
You've said that.
Just put a handprint
The
on
handprint.
it or
Like,
something.
But he would look like Wilson from Castaway. Roman, wait.
Volleyball. Doesn't look like that.
Someone Photoshop that, please. Roman Reigns' face on a volleyball.
Make it his face, please.
Or the red handprint on Roman's face.
Exactly. We got more Dr. Phil, y'all. We got Dr. Phil coming out for the women's title match, but this match, you put Charlotte and Natty in there. I mean, I really honestly feel like Charlotte versus Natty was the match that really kickstarted the Divas Revolution as we know it. Their match in NXT at, I think it was TakeOver, was absolutely off the charts, and I really think that's what made everyone break down and start taking this division seriously, as they should. And this match, I think, was a perfect example of why those two were the ones that kickstarted it. You know, we saw a lot of counter wrestling. We saw a lot of good reversals, things like that. What'd you guys think of this match?
I'm a fan of enhancement matches, squash matches, and I know they don't do that as often. So, I would have liked to wait to see them wrestle at Payback.
Okay.
But if we're gonna get it, I get how this fits into the storyline. That finish works really well, which is that she had Charlotte beat, Natty had Charlotte beat. Ric Flair distracts as he's been doing, gets the ref, pulls him out, gets disqualified. It fits right in. It gets to show off the athleticism and puts importance on what they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Markeia.
And isn't this exactly what Dr. Phil told us would happen?
Right.
Where he's like, quit cheating. And we're all saying that. It's like, cut the satchel strings on, Ric Flair and let's see you come out here and be the anti-superhero that I love for you to be.
Sure.
But yeah, for the actual match itself, yes, this is beautiful legacy in a ring. It's like I want to see this match even more. I love like I don't know the name of it. It's like a submissive headbutt that Charlotte did to Natalya, where she's just like, yeah, I've got you locked in and kiss the mat. Kiss the mat.
Oh yeah, it's originally called the Skull F. We can't say the actual name. Alex Shelley also called it Total Nonstop Alex in TNA.
Nice. I love that
It's a
move.
very interesting maneuver.
And then Natalya busted out that spinning discus clothesline. Xena would have been proud of that.
There you
So
go.
it's like they have so many tools in their toolbox.
Sure.
And it's such a pleasure to watch. And I was so mad at Ric Flair again for just like not just have Charlotte win or lose because she was tapping out.
Right.
On her own terms.
And that leads into my next point because, the finish of this match, we see Natalya get Charlotte in the sharpshooter. It looks like she's about to tap out, and just the timing was absolutely perfect because Ric Flair pulls the referee out, draws the DQ. Natalya's the winner, but still your women's champion, Charlotte. Now, the question that I want to pose to you guys, a lot of people on social media are very, very legitimately upset that Ric Flair was involved in the finish of the very first women's title match at WrestleMania.
I'm upset.
It's these three amazing competitors for the quote unquote very first women's championship, as they're calling it, since it does have a separate lineage now. In arguably the best wrestling match of WrestleMania, of the biggest WrestleMania, and Ric Flair is the one that kind of indirectly causes the finish. What do you guys think of this?
Indirectly?
Oh, I mean, he held Sasha away. He
It
didn't.
was directly.
Directly would have been him punching someone in the face.
Him holding back Sasha she's a weapon. Okay, and he was just holding her back.
Right.
Like he was putting her safety on when she was ready to go.
Right. So
So
what do you guys think of him being involved in this?
I say go back and look at some of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history, some of the best matches, including title matches, and outside interference is actually a part of most of them.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Steamboat and Savage is everyone's favorite. There's outside interference.
Right, but there's outside interference, there's being a heel, but there are bigger ramifications here for the
Huge.
concept of women's wrestling.
Yes, I mean, you have these 3 female wrestlers. They've just changed the belt. It's women's championship. It's not divas with butterflies and such. And it's such a beautiful match. And then it's not complete. It doesn't go to its natural, its natural end because of Ric Flair. And
Right.
it's like the connotations of that, where it's just like, it's like 3 women having a really intense conversation, and then a guy comes in like, "Hey, wait, I've got something to say about that."
That's funny.
And
That's-
it's like,
that's
you know what?
actually-
This conversation wasn't about you.
Right. That's a
this
very good
one
point.
time, it needed to finish the way it needed to finish.
Right.
Yeah,
As
so-
much as I love Ric Flair, as much as I love the greatest player in the
but
game,
That was not the time.
Right. I would have liked to see a cleaner finish, but be that as it may, we've got Ric Flair, we've got Charlotte. They're doing great things as a heel tandem right now. Speaking of great heels, we've got. Oh no, wait, hang on. Before we get to that, because I was just about to get into the Miz and amazing segment with Maurice, we've got to talk about arguably the biggest thing to happen on tonight's Raw, and of course, I'm talking about the Social Outcasts. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It starts with the Social Outcasts. We've got the Usos taking on Heath Slater and Curtis Axel in the first round of the tag title of the #1 contenders tournament. The Social Outcasts basically caused their own distraction finish. They get that bow train going, and then Curtis Axel doesn't see the tag, and it gets rolled up for the 1, 2, 3 for the Usos to move on. But this brings out, guys, we've been hearing about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Bullet Club, have arrived. Oh, I'm excited.
They were there.
They come in, they wreck shop, they hit the Magic Killer, they hit Carl Anderson hits the Larry on the outside. They are here for business.
Eddie was like slapping himself in the face, like, I can't believe this.
I mean, this is the moment that people have been waiting for a very, very long time. What did you guys think of this? Are you guys familiar with the Bullet Club? And if not, what did you think of their debut?
Oh, well, I am not familiar with the Bullet Club. I was like, wow, they are really angry and really jazzed up and really big.
They are.
Like in every way. And like I could see the audience was like popping for them. And it's like, oh, okay, let me pay even stronger attention. The thing that got me was, I believe it was, might have been Jimmy that was on the outside of the ring. He's like, oh, I just need to get everything together. And then it was either Anderson or Gallows that like just steamrolled him. I'm like, dude, not only is this not a match, he's like not even looking.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of trust. So I was for it. I want more of this.
Absolutely, Eddie.
For me, the announcers are what sold it perfectly.
Sure.
Because let's say you're not familiar with them, or let's even say that you know them, but that introduction may not have been the strongest. They didn't give them. I don't even want to say costumes, but they weren't dressed in any particular way. Those are jeans and t-shirts, 2 bald guys with beards, and I can tell you we don't always make the impact that we want to with that look. They sent them down, they wreck house, but the way that the announcers sold them, these guys have been in Japan, they've been clearing house in Japan, their weapons, they're destructive, they sold them. They added toughness to what they were doing so that when they steamrolled them on the outside, it felt like, oh my God, here are 2 more monsters. 2 legit fighters in the, I don't want to say Brock Lesnar style, but in those legit fighter ways. Samoa Joe coming in that way.
Right.
Sold it big time. Those guys are, where do they go? Are they?
I mean, see, I don't know. See, no, we're saying Bullet Club because that's how we know them. That's how we know them from New Japan. But obviously, they won't be called that here. We've been hearing rumors about them being the Balor Club, but we saw no Finn Balor tonight. We've been hearing rumors about maybe Bulletproof. Right now, it's just Gallows and Anderson. So from here, really, who knows?
Hey, Ty.
Yes, sir.
You know what's bulletproof?
What's that?
A shield.
Oh, I like where your head's at, Mark Donegan.
They come out for the title match at Payback and save Reigns instead of AJ.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
We got ourselves a new shield and a heel Roman Reigns.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I've got to catch up on New Japan. Oh, there's so many things to catch up.
I
I was going
know.
to catch up on it anyway because of AJ Styles, and
Sure.
I knew him from TNA.
And you should be catching up on Shinsuke
There's
Nakamura.
so many things to
as
catch
well.
up on, and then NXT, and it's like, geez, I just started with main event like what, a year and a half ago. Now there's all this stuff.
There's so
Looking
much to
forward
learn.
it. Catching up.
Fans would hate themselves in spite of themselves if if the Bullet Club included Roman now, because they'd want to cheer him, but they'd want to boo him.
Exactly.
They would
Yup.
That's true.
fire.
Oh man. Oh. But we go right into an amazing backstage segment with The Miz and Maurice. Maurice, I'm so glad she's back. She's demanding that there are no blue M&Ms. She's demanding imported water. I mean, The Miz is a movie star.
He's a manager from hell.
Exactly. And it's great. The Miz runs down Zack Ryder. He runs down Cesaro. He says he may be the Swiss Superman even. But JoJo, you're looking at his kryptonite.
Wait.
I can do that better.
Yeah.
Take two.
Take two.
You're looking at his kryptonite.
Oh, well,
That was good. That was good,
That's
but
good.
I think we need to take three, Ty.
Take three.
You're looking at his...
Quick, put some sunglasses on.
Exactly.
I'll come in as Cesaro. That's perfect.
Cesaro comes in. He says, I hate to interrupt this miserable performance, which is a pun on the level of Kathy Kelly. I'm sure she was thrilled when she saw this segment.
Maybe she wrote it for them.
There you go. Already making a stamp on Monday Night Raw. But, we basically just get a war of words leading up to their IC title match at Payback, which I think will be very, very interesting stuff. We've got to keep moving though, because we don't have too much time.
Yes.
Let's go right into AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. What a match this was!
Wow.
The two of them keep getting better and better in the WWE.
Right.
And I know there's always talk about learning a style or this or that, but they are competing at the highest level that both of them have ever competed at, and you can almost see them getting better week to week. AJ's learning how to play this crowd differently. Sammy, since that match with Shinsuke, which is clearly his best work in WWE, has done even better. That match was unbelievable.
Absolutely, Markeia.
Man, wow.
Right? I think that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that move that Sami Zayn did. That's the same guy that sold Jericho, right? Or
Yes.
am I-
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Rumored.
Not confirmed.
Sorry.
El
El-
Generico is off at an orphanage helping orphans.
Thank you
but
for clearing that up. Tom.
That is the
course.
word on the streets.
The Blue Thunder Bomb.
Blue Thunder Bomb, absolutely.
Oh wow! It's just
It seems like
I'm-
he spins them faster and faster each time.
I'm gonna spin you and drop you.
Much like a pizza. Yes.
Yeah, it
Like
was
a
just-
pizza pie.
It was like they're dancers. They're these beautiful, athletic. I'm gonna
Sure.
rip your head off dancers.
Exactly.
And it's like the two of them, they work so well together.
Right.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of history going on there with the two of them. And you could tell that even like from the backstage segments.
Oh, of course.
I really enjoy with Shane, like being run by a fan, where it's like, hey, you guys, that was great.
He was so pumped.
That was great.
He
what
was
you
so
did.
pumped.
And then the camaraderie, I was like,
It didn't even lead to anything. It
He
was
just said,
him.
"That was awesome.
It was
See you
just
later."
him being excited about good wrestling and then leaving, and that's it. It was
yeah,
amazing.
This match was everything. I
But
enjoyed
just
it.
go, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Look at that. Basically, a long story short, Sami Zayn goes for the haluva kick. AJ gets a boot up, hits the phenomenal forearm for the win to maintain his status as the sole #1 contender.
Oh my God, Zayn lands on his head.
Oh man, at one
point.
point he kind of backflips out and he lands on his feet, but not before landing on his head.
They called it. They said he landed on his face
Right,
first.
right.
Spring-loaded head.
This moves into a highlight reel with Y2J, Chris Jericho, with a very special guest, the biggest guest of all time in the history of the highlight reel, a multiple-time world champion, a future Hall of Famer. Of course, Y2J is talking about Y2J himself. He's his very own guest, and of course, he does his best one-sided conversation, even switching places with himself to interview himself.
Like, oh, Jericho.
Before being interrupted unceremoniously by Dean Ambrose, who has a memo from Shane O'Mac himself declaring that the highlight reel has been canceled. I mean, first he busts out a speeding ticket and he puts that back, and then he busts out a memo with a giant hole in it saying the highlight reel has now been replaced by the Ambrose Asylum, hosted by Dean Ambrose. And his first question for his guest, who is Chris Jericho, is, what the hell's up with that scarf?
You know what the best part of this was for me is that Jericho did the same exact thing to The Miz like forever ago.
Oh, right.
Where The Miz had it all set up and Jericho comes out, they do the carpet, here's the potted plant, and now it's
The
Jericho's
potted
highlight
plant.
reel.
So much gold surrounding the potted plants tonight.
I loved it. I loved it.
So
where he's just
good.
like, yeah.
Those are two guys who know their character extremely well. That's
Right.
what we want to see Roman Reigns find his character as well as Dean has his.
Exactly. I'm very excited to see where they go with this. You got to think it's leading to a one-on-one match at Payback, but the way there is going to be very entertaining. We go right into. Oh wait, they face off. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. They face off, and Dean Ambrose just essentially says, "Screw it." Hits Jericho with dirty deeds and just bones out of his own show.
I mean, those guys are just incredible on the mic,
Right.
talking, just their character, their presentation as performers. That was as good as you will get with two guys talking to each other.
Absolutely.
And I love, above everything else, this is the little detail that makes it for me. The way Dean holds the mic.
Sure.
There's just a certain there's a laid back, I don't care, I'm coolness to it, but he just he holds that mic, man.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
I'm looking forward to the next episode of the
Of the
Ambrose Asylum.
I feel like every episode is going to end with someone getting dirty deeds in their ring.
Should just interrupt everyone with that sign.
And the set's gonna get more haggard every single
Exactly.
time.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah, it was just a sign taped over Jericho's Jeritron. We get a Golden Truth backstage segment. We see the last appearance of Dr. Phil because, of course, even he can't help the quote-unquote marital woes of Golden Truth, who aren't even a team, yet they have been entered in this tag tournament for the #1 contender spot. We see Apollo Crews making his second Raw appearance against Adam Rose. It's a little bit longer. It's, Adam Rose gets a little bit of offense in, but he falls to that, that back suplex sit-out powerbomb combination that Apollo's been using. But I mean, we see a glimpse of Apollo's amazing agility with that no hands backflip, just because he can.
Yeah, and the spin out power bomb for it's like
Same as Sami Zayn.
he's he's gorgeous. He's got that $1 million smile. He's so there. He's so present in the ring.
Absolutely.
And he's so reactive. Like to everything that Adam Rose was putting out. Like the Radical Mongoose had a really great,
Mongoose.
partner.
And I
in
love
that
Bo Dallas.
ring.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Man.
Side note, if you want to check out my interview with Apollo Crews from Access last week, go check out AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. Also got interviews with AJ Styles and Sasha Banks and BD. But, go check those out.
I'm sorry, Talia. Here. You dropped.
Oh, I dropped those.
that
Thank you.
name,
Thank
sorry.
you.
I do hope they put him on the mic sometime soon because we've
Yes.
had 2 matches now. Let's,
Right.
Let's hear something.
And I think he's got some growing to do in that arena.
He needs to
it.
not flip. I know everyone loves that he can do a
Right.
cartwheel and flip. That's great. You don't leave your feet.
Right.
Like, don't. I get it. You're athletic. You can do a backflip. I can't. Whatever. Don't do it. It's unnecessary, especially at your size, Apollo. It doesn't. Just don't. You don't need it.
Speaking of brand new big guys, just called up from NXT, we get a glimpse at Baron Corbin, who is just wrecking people all over the place. He wrecked Dolph Ziggler last week. I think he took on Fandango on main event, just hitting that end of days everywhere he goes. But we get one more look at Bray Wyatt saying, Roman, you're my mortal enemy, but we've got a holy bond that can never be broken. You can trust me. Los Angeles. I'm here.
Roman.
There you go. It's J-Lo as Bray Wyatt. And we go right into our main event. Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt taking on Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus. Very hard-hitting. It's what you'd expect from the 4 of them. We get Rowan and Strowman teleporting in to take out Rusev, who decided to interject himself into the match.
Teleporting in.
That's what they do. That's really what they do. It's not quite like Katrina on Lucha Underground, but it's still teleportation.
Yeah.
ADR goes for the cross arm breaker on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt reverses out, hits him with the Sister Abigail, pins him for the 1-2-3, and Roman just a giant spear on Sheamus for the save.
Yeah.
And we get a face-off between the Eater of Worlds and the Big Dog to take Raw home.
Yeah, there was it's very intense. Very intense. And I kind of want to rewind it to see what in the world Bray said to Reigns, because
Sure.
he says something at the end and then they're just like, eye contact.
Right.
I'm like, what did he say?
Who
Did he
knows?
say you
I
gotta
imagine
turn your mouth?
some kind of Snapple fact or something.
It's like, did you know the blue whale
Roman?
is the biggest mammal?
Did you know a group of crows is called a murder? I learned that on
would
a
actually-
Snapple Cap.
That would actually be something you
Oh,
say.
right, exactly.
Yeah, actually would.
The creepiest of Snapple facts.
Did you know?
The
Oh,
drinker of
man.
Snapple, the eater of worlds.
Well, so much happened tonight. I'm very excited to see next week the Bullet Club, see where they're going. I mean, who the hell knows at this point?
Yeah, Bray Wyatt didn't lose a match.
That's always a plus.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He got a pin. He pinned him too.
Yeah, when was the last time that happened?
Right? So much good stuff. But guys, thank you for joining us this week. Johnny LaQuasta will be back next week. I hope you'll join us then. But until then, guys, who are you and where can they find you?
I am Markeia McCarty. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram if you like pictures. At Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. And if you like live comedy, my group Essence Improv, which is an all-female, all-black group, will be at Impro Studios, 7 o'clock this Saturday. $5 for the show. Might as well come see it.
Eddie Furth, go.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Eddie Furth. All other social media platforms. Check out Historical Roast. And as always, watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every Saturday. KDOC, U2 America, and all other platforms.
Of course, of course. Mark, do we got that cool outro music going?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
What is this, Shinsuke?
No.
I will slide on this floor. I will slide.
Kinshasa?
I will slide.
Oh, man. Well, guys, as always, my name is Ty Matthews. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA, as well as various other after shows, including The Magicians in about 55 minutes, season finale tonight. So tune in. And, of course, Lucha Underground on Thursdays and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every second and fourth Sunday of the month in Port Hueneme. Free wrestling, 3 p.m. Come check it out. Or you can check us out on TV, KDOC locally, U2 America nationally. But the point is, get some wrestling in your eyeballs. That's what I'm saying. But guys, until next week, peace!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.